First of all, Sting for that as a product, right? I'm sure you hate it as a
I
product.
absolutely hate it for sure. Yeah.
You have all of this and you want to try Sting, I'm sure you definitely hate it.
So there's a place called KGF.
Okay.
It's in Saka Nagar.
Okay.
So they have made the whole restaurant on a KGF movie theme.
Okay.
And they have named the beverages
Okay.
on the theme.
Right.
And the response that we have seen from that place, that particular one single place, is amazing. Like it's
Really?
crazy, and just because of the name. Rest everything is same. The beverages are same. They're serving Blue Lagoon. Basically, they're serving mint mojito. They're serving everything same. But just because of the name, people are ordering it, and they see a very amazing traction because of that.
So Swizzle is what you call the
Yes,
product, right?
it is called
So
Swizzle.
first of all, where did the name come from? Let's just start with that.
So it started with a cocktail premix. We started with the cocktail premix, and that is what the name stands for.
But ideally, these are something which you drink with vodka or something.
Yes,
More
yes.
clearer
Yes.
drinks, right? This is super nice. This reminds me of this 5 rupees ka masala that I used to drink in Bombay before I used to go to college. You know, it was carbonated soda जिसमें lemon और कुछ एक
Yeah.
मसाला डाल के वो बना देता था. Welcome to another episode of Driving a Startup. Trust me, I'm talking to you all swizzled right now. So we had an amazing podcast with Vrinda, who's the founder of Swizzle. What if I tell you that every now and then the cocktails that you enjoy at a bar or on a sunny beach, these drinks are highly adulterated and mixed with just sugar and carbonated water. Can you imagine that a cocktail is about 400 to 500 calories, right? What if I tell you that company called Swizzles have come up with a very perfect solution, which is no adulterations, no sugar, all fruits, but tastes so bloody amazing. In about just 1.5 years period of time, they have been to about 300 plus restaurants and selling through them. I think it's going to be a very interesting podcast. Let's get started. Welcome to our Driving a Startup episode, Vrinda. It's very, very exciting to have you here.
It's a pleasure being here.
The couple of weeks back when we reached out to you, even before that, Gurman sort of came and gave me this, कि पंकज आप cocktails बहुत पीते हो ना? And I was like,
I actually saw some mixers. Yeah, I was very intrigued.
So I actually bought those mixers because I have questions around those as a market.
Okay.
Right? So I was like, yeah. So and he was like, एक बहुत बढ़िया company है. Right? I think their reviews are pretty cool. I think we should invite them to the podcast, and a good drinking audience would definitely love to see it.
Okay.
So मैं बोला कि cocktails ही एक चीज़ नहीं होती है, mocktails भी होते हैं, बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं that goes in the space. But yes, sounds very exciting. And then obviously we reached out to you and we saw the product, and I was like, we will sample it once we meet you, right? So that was where it's all began for us to invite you, right?
Okay.
And obviously we are very excited to know what kind of products are you building, and how, more than the products you're building, about the business that you are in, and how challenging it is or how easy it is to be into this segment of work of products that you have built, right? So let's try and understand quickly from the perspective of this product line. So Swizzle is what you call the
Yes,
product, right?
it is called
So first
Swizzle.
of all, where did the name come from? Let's just start with that.
So it started with a cocktail premix. We started with the cocktail premix, and that is what the name stands for. So basically, it's a mixed frothy drink with either alcohol or soda.
Okay.
So that is the meaning of Swizzle.
Swizzle. So it has that very swizzly
yeah. Plus
twist
that
to
twist to it, yes.
altogether. Who came up with the name? Any of your
So my
co-founders?
mom. So my
Your
mom has
mother?
been doing this for all of us.
Okay.
So my brother is also in the startup industry,
Okay.
and so she's been naming all the startups that. So my
Wow.
brother gave that name.
Family of entrepreneurs, is it?
Kind
Right?
of, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What does your brother is?
So he has a company called Log9 Materials.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's also Bangalore based, and they are into manufacturing of electric vehicles and batteries.
Wow, EVs.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting D2C brand. So not a D2C brand. Let's just not comment on that right now. But
Yeah.
and family as a background, you guys
My
come from.
father had a business,
Acha.
not a startup definitely, but my father had a business back in our hometown.
Right.
Yeah, so maybe that comes in the genes.
And if I tell you about mine, I'm the first generation entrepreneur in my family.
Oh, nice, lovely.
Right, because most of our family before my father was more of a farming kind of thing. I come from Rajasthan,
Oh, okay. Where from Rajasthan?
Pilani, somewhere near Pilani. If you say, it's a small town called Surajgarh.
Yeah, I've heard about it. Actually,
Have
I've
you?
stayed in Kota for some time.
You have. So
Yeah.
Pilani, Bitch Pilani is just right around the
Yeah,
corner, kind of a
yeah,
thing for me.
yeah.
But the generation after, which is my father and his brothers, they all were very defense and government kind
Oh,
of. So
okay.
Navy, Army, Police, they were the guys. Ideally, I'm supposed to be also in defense according to my dad, but that never worked out for me so well. I wasn't so great.
Okay.
I don't think I could be a defense officer. And once that dream was not something that I wanted to sort of pursue as thing, entrepreneurship was always something that I wanted to, and
Okay.
hence I started the business what I do almost 10 years back in 2012.
Oh, okay.
That's when I graduated, and just अगले दिन ही graduation के बाद में like
So
ठीक है.
that is a very similar story that I also did. It's just after my graduation.
Oh yeah.
So 2019 I graduated, and
Okay.
then I was looking for things, for finding my passion, working out on various things, and then I think end of 2019 I started with Swizzle.
Right. So either you have to be a very good taste bud person to understand and work on this kind of concepts, or you are a great party animal. What is that?
Both.
Both. So what drove you to sort of first of all get into this product line of business? Very tricky market the way I
Yes,
see it.
for sure.
Pretty
Tricky.
complicated to be in.
Not
like
complicated,
एक
not
और स्टिंग प्रोडक्ट आपने रिलीज कर दिया है कि शेल्फ स्पेस में पड़ा हुआ है फ्रिजेस में, एंड पीपल आर ड्रिंकिंग एट 30-50 bucks, right? We'll talk about Sting also. I have a very beautiful question to ask about that company.
Okay,
But
okay.
first let's try and understand where did this come from? Where did the whole idea of Swizzle originated?
So me and my brother both we were staying together. Actually, I moved to Bangalore after college, and we were staying together. And he's a big party animal. Like his funda is basically work hard, party harder. So he believes in that, and he does that. So we were going about in like parties, going to various networking events, and so what happened there is, as an individual, me and him both were looking for some mixers, some good mixers, or some carbonated beverages, but the options at that time were very limited. Like we didn't
What
have.
year are we talking about?
2019.
19. Okay.
Yeah, pre-COVID.
Okay.
So this whole industry boomed after
After,
COVID.
yeah.
Yes. So we were looking for options, what to have, what not to have, and we had this very I don't know what to say, but we had this habit of turning the bottle around and looking at the label.
Okay.
Yeah. So what happens when you turn around and look at the label? You see that it is either natural, identical flavoring, artificial flavoring, and almost 98% of the brands have this artificial flavoring or the natural identical flavoring. There are hardly
which
one.
are sold specifically as mixers.
Not mixers, cold drinks, beverages,
Cold drinks to हाँ,
everything,
that market I'm
everything,
not even touching,
everything,
yeah.
everything.
Okay.
Like there, as far as my knowledge is, only 1 or 2 brands are there, except ours, who are doing natural beverages, like actually natural beverages.
Okay.
So what happens is, even if you call it a natural identical product, even if it is labeled as a natural identical, it's not natural. It is still chemical based. And when you turn our label around, so you don't see that. It's completely like fruits and herbs and all of these things are put in the product.
So before the whole all natural ingredient kind of syrup or mixers, let's just say, how does the industry operate? Even like, let's not introduce your product today in the market. How does the industry operate without you being there today? Or who are the players and what they do?
So basically, there's an industry for carbonated beverages. One thing is there that were earlier being used as a cocktail mixers also at home. Like if you were consuming, so there was no tonic water back then. It was there, but it was not that it was not that common. Like tonic water has become common in the last 3-4 years more.
Yeah. So is gin. So
is gin. Yeah, exactly. So there were like very less. There was no mixers available at that time. So, but there were carbonated beverages. So people were using them as a mixers, if at all they were using.
Right.
Yeah.
Or Coke.
Or Coke.
Or soda.
Yeah.
That was the only option that people had.
Yes, at home.
At home.
Yeah, but people did have a taste of the cocktails in the bars.
In the bars, yeah.
Yes.
So you are not primarily trying to target to have a similar experience where other brands are also trying to target, that you can have a similar cocktail experience at home, right? Yes. So is that your primary target with Swizzle as well, or are we going to just keep to Horeca?
No, right now we are just keeping it to Horeca.
Right.
Yeah, Horeca and PBCL as well.
Right.
Yeah, but down the line we do have that in pipeline, that we will go B2C and we want to see that product traction as well.
Right. Yeah. I have had consumed good cocktails and bad cocktails, right? Okay. And I have always given feedbacks to people कि अच्छा है ये बुरा है. How has been the response for the product from the bars or restaurants wherever you had one directly from the bar as a main customer, but at the end the consumer who was actually either used it as a mocktail or a cocktail itself. What's the general or a best feedback that you received? Let's talk about the good ones.
So the feedback has been really amazing. Actually,
Okay.
that the main thing about our product is the feedback is actually very amazing. People
Okay.
love the product, and even so, what happened during COVID is we were doing completely B2C business in which we were selling cocktail premixes as well as mocktails.
Okay.
And at that time, we had direct feedback from the customers.
So you were doing it actually for the D2C side of things, like direct to consumer side of
Yes,
things
completely
first?
D2C
Okay.
we were doing for 2 years because during COVID everything was closed. Like the
Right.
B2B industry was completely shut down.
Right.
So we decided to work on the product at that time, develop a product, take the feedback of the consumers. So we actually have had around like 5,000 customers
From the
response
D2C side.
D2C
Wow.
side that they told us the product is good. I still have like customers coming to me that do you still do that? Do the previous range that you used to do? But unfortunately we are not doing that. So
Right. I'll come to the question of why did you have a shift, this pivot or a shift that you did. I'm sure it would be a good business reason. How has been the feedback from the restaurant owners as such? I'm sure they have replaced something which was already there.
yes.
Now they got into something else.
Yes.
From being, say, an adulterated, sugar heavy or high calorie product that they had, but taste good. I mean, that is not something that you can't deny. You can deny. To a product which is obviously, I'm assuming it's taste good. We'll test it as well.
Yeah.
To a more healthier version, more something. Do they sell that proposition to the
Yes,
customer?
yes.
And
So
what's the
actually
feedback
we
with them?
do help these restaurants to promote the beverages a little more.
Okay.
So we provide them with the tabletop menu cards with their own branding and with our branded, basically co-branded tabletop cards,
Right.
which have actually helped restaurants increase like from 20 to 50% of their revenue on beverages.
Very interesting.
Yeah. So
And these beverages, the variety in the 4 or 5 varieties that I looked at up here on website, and a couple of them I'm seeing right now are generic in the whole segment,
yes,
right?
we have like a combination. So we have some Swizzle special mixes as well, and then we have some generic as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You know what's exciting about one place that where I consume cocktails at? सबका नाम उन्होंने not से शुरू किया है.
Okay.
So let's just say not a Bloody Mary,
Okay.
not a whiskey sour, not a beer, right? All of these are cocktails, by the way,
Okay.
right? There's few which are independent of their names, which is 1986 and stuff. That just the name of that triggers me to try
it out.
something which is
So,
not
actually
gonna
that
taste-
happened with one of our restaurants as well.
Right.
So there's a place called KGF.
Okay.
It's in Saka Nagar.
Okay.
So they have made the whole restaurant on a KGF movie theme,
Okay.
and they have named the beverages
Okay.
on that
On the
that
theme
on the
itself.
theme.
Right.
And the response that we have seen from that place, that particular one single place, is amazing. Like it's
Really?
crazy, and just because of the name. Rest everything is same. The beverages are same. They're serving Blue Lagoon. Basically, they're serving mint mojito. They're serving everything same. But just because of the name, people are ordering it, and they see a very amazing traction because of that.
With your product line and the classic cocktail line that you have, can we make at least there are 8 to 10 classic cocktails that we can name, right? The classic ones, basic
Yeah.
classic ones
Yeah.
that we have. The product has the capability today to replace the ongoing ingredients with them, with the product that we have, and still taste amazing.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow. That's pretty exciting to see. And how adaptive are the restaurants to do it and replace the old old mechanism of doing
Restaurants
things?
are okay.
Okay.
Restaurants, see, the one thing that we offer is that when you're using our syrups, you don't need a special person.
Right.
So anyone can do it.
Right.
That concept still remains the same, that anyone can do it. And at restaurants, this is actually something people face a lot, that their staff is changing, someone is moving out, someone is coming in. But our recipe is standard. So you use 30 ml of the syrup, 5 ml of the lime, and soda. That's it.
Wow.
So any single person can make it. You don't need to add anything extra to the product. So that like the complications are reduced, and it's easier to make the beverage, and anyone can do it. So they are okay in adapting that. They definitely look at other factors as well, the taste and the quality and the pricing also. So these are the other things that people do consider. But yeah.
Very interesting. Let's try to take some numbers on this. How many restaurants are you supplying this to
So
today?
we are currently supplying to 300 plus restaurants.
300 restaurants across the city or
Across the
different
city.
city as well?
So currently we are only
In
focusing-
Bangalore?
Yeah,
Where?
focusing in
How
Bangalore.
long have you been in the market, and when did you make
1
that
year.
B2B pivot?
1 year, almost a year.
So year se pehle you were doing that whole
B2C thing.
B2C side of things, and now you're completely B2B?
Yes.
Okay. I think it's a good time to understand why.
So there are two reasons. One is it is easier to reach a bigger market, because earlier we were working on a cloud kitchen model. So you need to set up your own cloud kitchen, work on it, get in the marketing and all of that. So that was one thing, that it is easier to reach a wider audience
Okay.
compared to a cloud kitchen model, because
Okay.
we were facing a lot of difficulty in deliveries. So the distance, if the distance increases in the delivery, your margins go down.
Okay.
So this was the thing, that one thing that we were facing.
So when you're saying you were selling D2C, I mean you were making the mixes and then selling it,
Yes,
or
it
you're
was
not selling like a
completely
bottled version?
It was not a bottle version.
Oh,
It was
okay.
completely fresh. It was made with like juice itself, freshly squeezed
So you
juice.
were a restaurant who was selling
Yes,
mocktails.
yes,
Oh,
we were
okay,
a
okay. That's a very
restaurant.
different business altogether.
Yes,
then.
that's
Yeah,
a very
yeah.
different business model, and we were working on a cloud kitchen based model with that.
Right.
That time.
Oh wow! And you were selling through all the Swiggies and
Yes,
Zomatos of the
Swiggy's
world.
and our own website as well.
So कुछ दिन तो वो business भी अच्छा ही चला होगा. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
it's,
people were actually very fascinated, because we used to give them a garnish as well. These small things do, like, they feel like what difference does it make? But it does make a
I'm
difference.
sure. I'm sure.
Yeah, that experience. The cocktails is majorly about experience.
Right.
And that is something that we were providing to the customers from end to end. So you don't have to do anything, just get your alcohol and you're good.
Okay, break this myth for me. Okay.
Yeah.
मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि cocktails are a drink, while I do still consume at the bars and stuff like that. मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि cocktail is a drink that immensely enjoyed जब आप maybe गोवा में किसी एक resort के किसी beach पे हो.
Okay,
Right?
why?
I feel that's why I'm asking to break it for me, right? But I don't think that it is a drink for me to sit with my boys in the evening with a whiskey bottle. I don't think I would require a mix at that point of time. So are you seeing a shift according in your business, that you see that people are actually consuming cocktails at home as well?
Yes.
A lot
So there has been a drastic shift. One thing that escalated was COVID.
Okay.
Escalated this shift was definitely COVID, because people did enjoy the experience and they were only getting it outside. But now they're not going outside. They were not going outside.
Okay.
So that also came into the picture. Plus the trend of house parties in Bangalore.
Right.
Not just Bangalore, many cities.
Anywhere, yeah.
Yeah. So that has also increased a lot. And when you're, suppose 10-20 of your friends are coming home. I'm just taking an example. They're coming home and you definitely decide ki I'll serve them this food, either be it any cuisine. You will order something that is nice and that is something everyone likes. But when it comes to beverages, what are you serving them? Just the alcohol. Why?
Or just Coke.
Or just
water.
Coke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very interesting. So the demographic of it, or let's just say the people who are consuming at home kind of thing. Do you see women as a higher segment, men as a less segment?
Yes, that is there.
That would be my guess. Obviously, I don't.
No,
see
that is there. But I do have I personally know few customers who are like men in their old 40s or 50s.
I'm sure. Yeah.
And they love cocktails. They absolutely love cocktails.
Very interesting.
So
considering now, because I always used to think, and the cocktails were very unhealthy option kind of a thing before. You know, I used to think not unhealthy in terms of he gets you're drinking it with.
I think it's more on the sugar content.
Yeah, it just has very high calories,
Yes,
right? And
yes.
people have just started to be a little more smarter about the fact that what are they actually putting in their body, right?
Right.
So मुझे कॉकटेल के साथ हमेशा एक थोड़ा हिच तो लगता था कि यार आपको पसंद है, tastes great and all of that is awesome, but it has so many things that you are not aware of sometimes, and sometimes the basic thing that you are aware of, it's a high sugar level of content that we have in this. So now that one fundamental problem Swizzle has solved, I'm
Yes,
assuming,
yes.
right? That's one big fundamental problem that you have solved. How is the sale of the product at the restaurant sell this proposition to somebody? What do they say? Like if I go to a restaurant where Swizzle is available, will they sell me that we have a cocktail but 90% healthier than what you used to drink?
So not the cocktail part. See,
Okay.
Not in the cocktail industry, we have not seen that much change as of now. But in the mocktail industry, so that has drastically improved.
Right.
That has drastically changed. Basically, that's what I mean to say. So people, so even waiters push the waiters, the staff. They push the product. They ask them to try it out.
Okay.
And what is happening is once they try it out, they order for other people as well.
Okay.
So that is the trend that is happening, and people are consuming more of the product.
Yeah, but my question was, what are they saying now? Like, are they selling it to be a healthier proposition out there, or
They're saying it to be a more natural proposition. So it's like
Okay.
there's no artificial chemical, there's no chemical in the product. So that
does
is
it
the
matter for them? Does it matter
yes,
to a
it
restaurant?
does matter. Not to a restaurant, but for the client.
For the client, yes. For the
Yes,
consumer, yes. I'm. That's why.
For the restaurant, what matters is that the product is good and it's selling more.
So, काफ़ी बात हो गई, product के feedback पे. Why don't we literally try this and see कि what exactly? And trust me, I'm a very hard critic. मैंने काफ़ी cocktail mocktails try करे हैं. So I would give you my honest feedback how it is. So we're gonna be trying masala lemonade, all 100% natural flavor that you have. And this is the first time that you are. It's not launched in the market, so
Yeah.
I'll give you a good
So actually, we're still working on the packaging.
We're still working on the packaging.
That is like-
ठीक है, अभी थोड़ी टेढ़ी मेढ़ी है, but I'm sure taste is my primary concern for now. So we have already poured this. Why don't you have yours as well?
Sure.
Cheers. Thank you. And this is refreshing.
Glad you liked it. Do try it with alcohol also sometime.
So whiskey लेके आएंगे क्या हम? But ideally, these are something which you drink with vodka or something.
Yes,
More
yes.
clearer
Yes.
drinks, right? This is super nice. This reminds me of this 5 rupees ka masala that I used to drink in Bombay before I used to go to college. It was carbonated soda with lemon और कुछ एक
Yeah.
मसाला डाल के वो बना देता था.
Yeah.
Used to be taste fantastic.
So actually, the name of the product is shikanji.
अच्छा.
So because of like Bangalore, people don't know what shikanji is, so that's why we have put it as masala lemonade. But this is supposed to be like the authentic shikanji flavor.
Really? Like I've never had a very great palate for Sikanji, but this is for me that, if you ask me, the memory that the drink brings, the memory that drink brings for me is that one side stall soda wala banda
Yeah.
who used to give it with the masala and a few ice cubes and carbonated soda करके बनाता था वो एक ही ग्लास में और हम बहुत पी जाते थे वो. But this is fantastic.
Thank you.
I'm assuming people who don't drink, right? And they want to keep having and don't feel like
Being
they are
left out.
and left out, and they also don't feel like they have just had only Coke.
Yeah.
And some people are very concerned about that as well.
Yes,
And they also
yes.
don't want to feel like that they are just having something which is high on sugar or any adulterated
Yes.
elements as well. So
Yes.
I think it checks every box, right? कि healthy भी है, taste तो बढ़िया कर ही रहा है. And obviously you're not in the intentions of getting drunk, so you just are there with the right set of people, and I think it changed quite a lot of things. This is very refreshing. So this is a premix. Oh, sorry, this is like ready to consume kind of a
Yes.
product that we have.
Yes.
So the other one that we have of the similar flavor are the bottled ones. that
Yes.
we have, right?
So this is the shikanji I was talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the Sikanji, but this is more thicker as a.
It is a
flavor.
concentrated format.
More
So you add
concentrated
soda, ice to it,
Right.
and then make it.
So ideally, I can also make this at home, right? It's
Yes.
not a very tricky thing. But let's just see where your actual consumers are. So this is how the product looks. It is something that you consume in first 3 steps. Simple है, आपको इसमें ice cube डालना है. पहले ये डाल लो, ice cube डालो, and then you just stir it and start drinking it. So it's fairly simple. Like it's not nothing that you have to.
Nothing complicated at all. Yeah.
100% natural, no artificial flavors, made with real fruits. Has anyone ever questioned you on that? That to prove that it's made from real fruits?
Yeah, we do have the COA of the product. So
Right.
Yeah.
So that's fair. So it has ginger, whole spices, mint leaves, and lemon zest. So this is something that goes to the bar.
Yes.
Right.
Bars and restaurants.
Let's just say, how many drinks can we make out of this?
25.
25 drinks.
So actually mocktails 25 and 50 cocktails.
अच्छा ये थोड़ा कम ही
Yeah.
उसमें जाएगा. And you're selling this at?
So this bottle is MRP 700,
Okay.
and for bulk purchases we're selling it around 450 plus taxes.
450 plus taxes for a bulk purchase. Okay.
500
What's the
bucks.
MQ on that? What kind of?
Like 4 bottles.
4 bottle
to
of each
5
flavor
bottles.
kind of.
No, like 4 bottles in total. If you buy, we will still deliver.
So I'm assuming the initial buyers would have bought limited bottles, but now when they have got a taste to it and people
Yes,
have
now
started
people
using
like buy at least 3 to 4 bottles of per flavor, and minimum like 4-5 flavors.
it. Give me your highest. What's the highest that people
Highest is basically 9 flavors,
are buying? 9 flavors.
and they buy like one case each per month.
One case is of how many?
12
bottles. Oh,
yeah,
so fantastic. Like, this is really awesome. Yeah, good job, Vrinda, and your team. I think they've done pretty amazing on this one. Let's just try and understand a little bit from your investment side of things, right? On the business. How do you go and present it? Do you just go to an investor table and give him all the flavors to try? Because that'll be a best
First
strategy.
thing is that. First thing is that we don't say anything. We just like you try it out.
Try our product.
Then we'll talk about anything else.
I remember because
Yeah.
we worked with some of the D2C brand Vadam, T-Box and stuff like that. They were also the first thing that they used to do is they used to just put a platter of their
Yes, we do it in a short
teas.
glasses, like
Yes.
like some 8, 5, 6 flavors.
tester
and
glasses.
then-
Okay, short glasses.
short
And then
glasses.
give them each of the flavor.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's the best pitch ever. As long as you can convince them on the product. And I think
And that is something that is the first thing you should convince them on, rather than
हाँ,
anything
कि product
else.
चलता है.
हाँ, product
हाँ,
अच्छा है.
अच्छा है, चलता है.
Yeah.
Yes. So let's try and understand how much capital have you raised so far, and what kind of investors do you have onboarded? What's the growth trajectory of the company looks like from either asking investments or the growth plans that you have, and what kind of money that require? Let's try.
So we did a pre-seed round.
Okay.
Yeah. So we
What
raised
was
a pre-seed round in February 22.
Okay. Last year.
Last year, yeah.
What was that?
So that was majorly into the R&D. Like we spent a lot
R&D
in the
time पे.
R&D.
Okay.
So we
कितने
spent.
का round था वो, if you don't mind?
That
share?
is
Undisclosed? Okay, ठीक
yeah,
है.
undisclosed round.
ठीक है.
So we did that, and that we spent on the R&D, the basically the product testing and all of that. So and then we found the product market fit, sold it, got the early traction, the revenues were coming in. We were also, since we were not just spending money and not getting anything, so that was our focus, that no matter what, we should have money coming in the company. We should have revenues. So early revenues we built with that money, and now we are doing another round, like a seed round. So that is still in process. Probably we'll close it within the next 10 days.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Any idea on how much are you raising? Do you want to give us anything?
I think
50 crores.
50 lakhs.
50 lakhs.
Yeah.
तो आपने पहला round तो और भी छोटा किया होगा फिर. I'm
नहीं, it
just
was-
assuming तो
No, it was not. It
small,
was similar
kind of
range,
round. So, but 50 lakh at this stage, let's first try to understand where exactly are you planning to utilize this?
So I want to increase the capacity of the product. I want to rebrand the product, rebrand the whole market, the whole packaging. So these are the two things that I want to spend on.
Okay.
Yeah, and then majorly for this we are raising the money.
So increase
That's
production
it.
capacity,
Yeah.
use it, say about 20% of the fund for marketing and
Yeah.
packaging and brand building is
Yes.
something that you can. How large is the team right now?
So right now we are 12 people,
12 people.
including me and my co-founder.
Okay, and you are also including the people at the back end
Yes,
manufacturing side?
everyone. included.
Right. Was it very expensive to set up the machineries and stuff like that?
It was little, not
Okay.
much, but it was. And once, actually we do have some, basically we did some R&D in the product where we can remove the stabilizers as well.
Okay.
But that will come at a cost. So yeah.
Interesting. Just a counter question, and don't mind me on that. Why just 50 lakhs? You are in a market where it's tough to raise money, I understand. But you are in a good market, right? You have a great product fit, right? 50 लाख आपको मोटा मोटा अगर आप ब्रांडिंग करोगे तो ज़्यादा 12 महीने, चलो ज़्यादा 18 महीने, 12 महीने, तो 12 महीने में तो खत्म हो जाएगा
Yeah.
वो पैसा, right? I'm sure you would achieve the kind of numbers that you want, and then you want to open another round.
Yes. Actually, we were planning to go for a 4 CR round, like this 4 to 5 CR round.
हाँ वही $500 million तो मेरे को लगता था कि
Yes.
होना ही चाहिए.
Yes. Actually, we were planning to do. But what the problem with us comes is that people are more interested in the B2C segment. Once you tell them that you are a B2B brand, they kind of tend to, like, you come up like, when are you doing B2C? Are you doing B2C or not?
But you're not just B2C, you're B2B2C, right? एंड में आप बिजनेस को बेच रहे हो,
Yes.
कंजम्पशन कस्टमर
Yes.
से हो रहा है, लॉयल्टी वहीं से आ रही है,
Yes.
रीडिमांड बाकी जितने भी सारे मैट्रिक्स हैं वो शायद कस्टमर से ही बन रहे होंगे. नंबर ऑफ रेस्टोरेंट में आप सप्लाई कर रहे हो, दैट्स अ डिफरेंट स्टोरी.
Yeah. But like most of the VCs that I've talked to, I've got the same response. that your numbers are good, your product is good, no doubts in that. But if you would have been doing B2C, you would have invested.
Is this the solution for that problem?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Getting back on the brand
Yes.
to go by.
Yes.
So when you go to D2C market today, right, and you see so many drinks out there, right? There is another one, the Sting that comes.
Sting.
All right. Looks in the colors similar that we just
Little
had.
bit, yeah,
It's more darker for sure.
Yes.
It is huge sugar in it. It tastes so bloody sweet. I've tried it.
Yeah, even I've tried it.
35-40 bucks का एक वो कप टाइप भी कुछ एक आता है या छोटा टाइप टेट्रा बॉटल कुछ एक आता है.
I've tried the bottle, the plastic bottle, pet bottle.
The
I've
30-35 का that drink also come. But there are other cup based drinks have also started to come, which have started to target kids and stuff, which is only buying it for about 20 bucks or 5 bucks or something of that sort.
10-20 bucks, yeah.
So I think first of all, Sting for that as a product, right? I'm sure you hate it as a product.
Absolutely hate it for sure. Yeah.
You have all of this and you want to try Sting, I'm sure you definitely hate it. But they made such a remarkable mark in the market, the segment and everything. I think Thailand में देखा है, Sting is just a drink people don't drink at all. They just keep it in front of the gods with a straw. तो जैसे इंडिया में प्रसाद चढ़ाते हैं ना, जैसे बैंकॉक में गॉड को आप ड्रिंक्स चढ़ाते हो. ड्रिंक स्वीट है क्योंकि वो भी. तो लोग फैंटा या कुछ फैंटा तो नहीं है, बट सिमिलर लुकिंग कोई एक ऑरेंज होगा, पिंक स्टिंग मैंने देखा है वहाँ पे, राइट, उसमें एक स्ट्रॉ डाल के एंड दे कीप इट आउट ऑफ द गॉड्स, राइट. तो हम जब गए थे, मैं बोला यार लोग ऐसे क्यों चढ़ा रहे, ये तो like it's like a Coke, Pepsi, like you should drink this, why it is not. Me and my co-founder, we bought one. And we drank it. It was just sugar syrup. कुछ नहीं था उसमें, इतना मीठा, इतना मीठा.
It's just sugar syrup and caffeine. That's it.
Yeah, I don't even know इसमें caffeine भी था या नहीं था, but बहुत मीठा था.
Yeah, it is very sweet. It's extremely sweet. Yeah.
So such products have penetrated Indian market as well, right? And there has been premium products like Red Bull and stuff. I'm not trying to get into the whole healthy side of things, right? Where do you see eventually when you will become a D2C kind of a more proposition brand, right? You would still want to stay healthy. You would still want to stay more feasible and affordable options for people.
We would like to stay healthy for sure.
For sure.
We are not compromising on the quality of the product anytime.
Right.
So that is one thing that we are absolutely sure about.
Right.
And then when it comes to accessibility, we don't want to get into the like 10 or 20 rupees market.
Okay.
That is something that we are not at all targeting.
Okay.
Two reasons. See, one thing is definitely there, the costings won't fit in. Like we need our margins as well. And plus that is a very cluttered market as well.
Right. Interesting. Yeah, I think that would be an ideal way कि आप mid range market में खेल रहे हो, आप healthy भी हो तो सस्ते तो नहीं हो सकते. Otherwise people
even and people will understand.
Won't take it seriously. अगर आप सस्ते और healthy तो हो ही नहीं सकते. ये तो chance ही नहीं है. It is not at all possible for you to do it.
Yeah.
Very very interesting. यार काफी exciting आपका product है. Let's try to understand who made all of this happen, right? So first, why don't you give me a bit on your background and what have you done, and then maybe move a little bit on your co-founder levels, and then maybe at the team level, how easy, difficult, what is to get them onboarded and stuff like that, and how are your investor relations also is something I would like to understand.
Okay. So firstly, I'll tell you about my background. So I am an engineering graduate. I did my engineering in IT.
Okay.
I did an internship here in Bangalore in my second or third year, I think, and that was the moment I realized this is not me. This is not happening. This is not me. I actually was an Android app developer back then. So I had made an app for a company, and then I absolutely hated every single day of that. I was like, this is something I cannot do. I need to figure out something else. I was good at it. I liked it, but doing the same thing day in, day out was not me. So then I decided that yes, food is my passion and I will do something in that industry only. And then
so food and beverage में आपने beverage ही चुना हुआ है ना? Food तो I'm not sure that
food and beverages basically, yeah. So then I started working on various things. So I was also working on sugar-free desserts at a point with stevia in actually.
Okay, sugar-free desserts. So you were in food also at some point.
Yeah. I didn't actually pursue it for a long time, but I was trying out what can I do different from what others are doing.
Right.
So yeah, and then I kept on working on few things. Then Swizzle happened. We came across the idea of Swizzle and finally decided to launch it.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Like just have to, based on your background, if I have to think, so आप एक restaurants का drink and dessert दोनों उठा सकते हो, right? अगर with your experience that you are talking about. Yeah. So maybe eventually that Swizzle would be a good Swizzle brownie product as well that can come in.
Yeah.
But very exciting. So, and how did you meet your co-founders and what do they do?
So my
Who
co-founder
they
is
are?
also from my college itself.
Okay.
So he's a very good friend of mine. We have been
Right.
friends for 4 years.
Right.
And he had like this. He had this passion from very beginning. So frankly,
Right.
I would tell you, I was someone who was more into IT. I was working on that. I was doing internships and working around things in the IT sector. But then he was someone who always wanted to. He was always trying things. कि ये कर
Right.
लिया, वो कर लिया, कुछ कर लिया, कहीं से पैसे कमा लिए.
So, it's Jugadu guy. Okay.
Jugadu guy, yeah.
Huh.
So he usually did that. So after college, he had a small idea. So basically in NCR there are farmhouse parties happening,
Right.
and there is no particular company that is catering to them, basically organizing them.
Okay.
So
Farmhouse parties organizers. Okay.
yes.
So be there.
There were none.
Okay.
Yeah. So he got into that. He did it for 2 months, 3 months. Did some 4-5 parties he did, and then I pitched this idea to him. So I was actually looking for a co-founder because it makes more sense when you have someone to work with. You can discuss ideas. You can maybe take a quicker decision after discussing it, rather than being in confusion कि what to do, what not to do.
Give me your exact statement. क्या बोला आपने co-founder को कि मैं ये कर रही हूँ, करेगा क्या मेरे साथ?
Yes.
दोस्त है तो I'm sure the conversation would be
It
very
was like
candid and
ये चल रहा है, ये idea है, पता करना है क्या, कब बैंगलोर आजा, देखते हैं, we'll figure it out.
very nice, very nice. Okay, then what happened?
So then he moved to Bangalore, then he started working on Swizzle, then we did the whole.
तो 6-8 महीने के पीरियड में तो R&D के टाइम पे and who got you the first investor and how did you landed up with him?
So it was so the reason, so there I would tell you that if any company you take, any beverage company, so they launch from Hyderabad.
They launched from Hyderabad. Specifically क्यों?
There is a particular reason behind it because of the climate.
Okay.
So it's like 12 months you can have a cold beverage there.
Okay.
Yeah, compared to
हैदराबाद का क्लाइमेट ऐसे मैं रहा हूँ 6 महीने ऐसा कोई अलग यूनिक तो
it's similar to Bangalore.
हाँ similar
to
but
Bangalore.
not during summers. Yes, summers are mad there.
So that's right.
Okay.
That's the best thing. That if it is more hot, more consumption of beverage.
Oh, that way.
Yeah,
Oh.
that way. That way.
Are you saying consumption?
Consumption.
Okay. I thought कि वहाँ पे बनाते हैं. Okay,
No,
sorry, my
no,
bad.
no, no. So if any particular company is launching a beverage,
हाँ.
they start their started from Hyderabad majorly if they have done their market research.
Wow.
Yeah.
ये मैंने first time सुना है. Like anybody, if you are launching a beverage company, Hyderabad is your first. Not even Delhi or any northern
It's a
places.
seasonal thing, no? That
अच्छा.
becomes a seasonal thing. Like at least you'll get a 3 to 4 months gap.
तो चेन्नई में तो पूरे साल ही गर्म रहता है.
हाँ,
हाँ.
Chennai is also a
This is
market,
something
but then
similar.
Chennai is slightly different in basically there are people in Hyderabad who are more ready to accept new products.
New products
They
and
are more
innovations.
they want to
How
experiment.
Bangalore is ready to
Yes.
new IT products and
Yes.
apps and stuff, right?
Bangalore
Makes
is
sense.
ready for everything.
Everything is हाँ, ठीक है.
So I don't know what else.
You're saying that Hyderabad is the place where
Yeah.
you
So, but the reason why I decided to start it in Bangalore is because my brother was there,
Gotcha.
and he has been running a startup for almost like 8-9 years now.
Right.
So
entrepreneurship तो
Yeah.
तो आपने देखी है पूरी.
Yeah,
पूरी,
so
very
I've
nice.
seen the journey. Plus, I knew that if I go to him with anything, he will help me out.
Right. Of course.
Yeah, and the connects, the networking, all of
So
these
he
things.
kind of got you to the first set of investors.
Yes,
Get the money.
and then one of our investors is a customer.
It is fantastic here. I think all my friends will love these products. I will make them taste it, and once I will be your advocate to promote it for sure. And within a month, हमारा podcast भी release हो जाएगा. So we will be on the right moment of the time, and you will be
Actually, be
available for people to sort of consume it. So we will most certainly will talk about that. And wish you very good luck. And awesome. Thank you for doing this with us.